What's up, everybody? It's Ink by Cali. This is Ink Therapy. Today I'm with my boy Isaiah. You might know him from Snowfall as Leon. We're gonna talk about some shit you ain't heard about. All right, yeah, let's get going. My guy, what's up, man?
Chilling, bro.
How you doing?
I'm great. Just doing life.
I feel that, man. No, it's a pleasure to have you on here. Like, just the very first of many.
For sure. No, I appreciate you having me, man. It's my second tattoo, bro.
Yeah, man.
It won't be the last, so.
No, I think shit. I'm gonna be real, man. My first impression of you, bro. Like, first of all, like outside of everything, I'm big on like giving people their flowers. I'm big on that, bro. Like, life is short, bro. Tomorrow's not promised for none of us. So I don't feel like as a man, I'm not too ego driven.
Right.
Enough to tell somebody, like that I'm a fan of what you do, or like I'm inspired by it. I'll tell anybody, like whoever it is, like whatever they got going on. But yeah, definitely, bro. Like even like I said, prior to meeting you, bro, like Snowfall for sure, like one of my favorite shows on TV. I'm from California,
Right.
So seeing that, your character, man, like I love your character on the show. Like, tell me, like, how did you get into like? Is that your first like official like role or something or?
Nah, man. My first official role was a short film when I was like 13. My dad, he works at the hospital.
Okay.
His coworker was in film school. He was just talking to my dad, you know what I'm saying, just randomly, like, I'm in film school, I'm doing a short film, and I need this young actor. And my dad was like, my son wants to try acting.
Yeah.
Like,
how old were you?
I was 13.
Okay.
Yeah. So I ain't had to audition or nothing. I had no experience. I don't know, I kind of, like, when I got the script, it's almost like I didn't obviously know what to do to my fullest capacity, but I knew what to do enough to get the job done, and so I fell in love with the craft then.
Yeah.
I always felt like I was going to be a veterinarian.
That's crazy. I was about to say, did you ever? I was literally going to ask you, was there anything you ever saw yourself doing before you got into this career field?
Yeah, I definitely would have been like an exotic animal veterinarian.
You like snakes?
Reptiles isn't my thing, but I can hold a snake without being weirded out.
Yeah,
I'm not terrified of them at all.
Man, I don't like snakes, man. I don't like snakes. That's one thing. I like animals. I used to have a pet iguana.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's in the reptile family.
Yeah, it's a reptile, but like me having a snake, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I trust it. But it's also like it's something I'm unfamiliar with. So
yeah.
As of me saying right now, with me not.
Right.
Yeah, I can't get with it. So okay, so
right.
how was your first? Like, did you think you did good, or like was like?
I feel like I did good for not having any like training. It was like a domestic violence short film.
Okay.
Awareness film, and like I understood what I don't know. It's like I could understand what my character was going through.
Yeah.
Dealing with like an abusive dad, and at the end of the short film, like the father ends up accidentally killing the mom and then killing himself and leaving me and my little sister alone in the bathroom by ourselves. And I'm me older brother. I'm trying to console my little sister.
Yeah.
It was a lot for my first introduction into acting, but thinking back on it, it's like I understood. So after that, I really spent most of my years pursuing acting and studying with different acting coaches, like here, LA, and in New York.
Are you from here?
Yeah,
You from Atlanta?
Yeah, born and raised.
What high school you go to?
I went to Fayette High for a semester before I got homeschooled, because that's when I started traveling back and forth to LA.
Well, you had roles and stuff, like in the midst of traveling, or
yeah, well, it was
auditioning?
mostly small stuff. Like I did a pilot for Hulu one time. I forgot what year. I think that was like a year or two before Snowfall.
Okay.
And then, it was 2 years before Snowfall. And then a year before Snowfall, I did a small role in Barbershop 3.
Okay.
I had a scene in that. And then literally the year after that is when I booked Snowfall.
So Snowfall, you auditioned for it, or how did that work out? So if somebody saw you and knew you from like previous gigs, how does that work? Is it relationships or?
So basically, like in 2015, John Singleton did like the first pilot for Snowfall. Pitched it to FX, and this is, you know, if I heard the story correctly, pitched it to FX. FX liked it, but they wanted to recast, you know, most of the people in it. So my mom saw it in 2015, but they was already fully casted. And so she was like, dang, like I feel like Isaiah would have been perfect for this. But something told her to just stay following Snowfall, like that story. And literally a year later, she sees that they recasting. And so she told my agent at the time to pitch me for it.
Yeah.
And they're based out here, and they were like, we're not going to pitch him for it because that's an LA-based project, and, you know, we can't do that. But we knew that was not true.
Yeah.
So she found out who was casting it and pitched me herself. What she did was, because I didn't even have an
moms
actor.
are amazing,
it's
bro.
Crazy, bro.
Moms are amazing,
it's crazy.
bro.
Like
they're superheroes.
What? So I didn't even have an actor's reel at the time. So what she did was she like found a lot of different auditions that I had previously that were like a similar character.
Yeah.
And she put like a video together and wrote like a little email and pitched me. And like she heard something back, I think a few days later, and like she didn't even tell me she pitched me for it at first.
So this is all.
So I was.
This is all the mom being a mom.
Yes, like I'm a janitor at the time, and I'm frustrated with my career during this time because I had so many auditions and I'm not getting no traction because a lot of the times I was auditioning, my feedback was you're a great actor, but you don't like look wise, you don't really fit into this world that we're developing, or you don't look like your parents, or you don't look like this. And it's just like it was like a look thing. And I'm like, man, like I'd rather y'all tell me that I'm not a good actor because that's something I can change. Like you telling me I'm not getting this because of my look.
Because of what I look like, bro. I can't help what I look like. This is who I am.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of black casting directors was like, "Are you black?" Like I'm like, bro, what? Like, yes. But so I was frustrated, man. I was so frustrated during that time of my life. When she finally got like heard back from the casting director, like, yeah, like we want him to audition for the role Leon. That's when Mom told me about it. So I was at work. She's like, hey, this is John Singleton's show. They want you to audition. Like, I was like, no, I don't want to do it. She's like, what? Why? I said, because they're going to tell me I'm not black enough. Like, it's a 80s black show. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, based on crack, like, they not going to choose me. They going to say I don't look black enough. And she was like, you're going to do it. I said, no, I'm not. She was like, yes,
How old are you now at that time?
I was 20.
Okay.
I was 20. I said, no, I'm not. I'm not auditioning. Like, I don't want to hear that I'm not black enough for this role or I don't fit in this world or whatever. Like, I don't want to hear that. And we literally argued about it, bro, like, going back and forth. And I was like, you know what, fine. I'll do it.
Yeah.
And so I do it. I did a horrible job because I really didn't care.
Yeah, you just went through the motions.
She was like, oh, no, you're going to redo this. And so she coached me on what she wanted to see. And I just did whatever she wanted me to do at that point just so I can be over it. And, like, I did the audition. You know, I'm waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, going back to work. Yeah. And like a week later, she texted me while I'm at work, and she was like, they want to fly you out for a callback. I said, what?
Okay.
And then they sent me like a contract and everything to sign before I even got there. But they didn't say I got the role. Yeah. But to me, I just found it odd. Like, you got me signing a contract, and there's still other people auditioning for the same role. Like, yeah. And they typically, for callbacks, they don't typically fly actors to callbacks. You got to go do it yourself. Yeah, because even when Damson was auditioning for Franklin, he had to fly himself back and forth from the UK to LA off of his own dime. Oh, wow. So, like, that ain't cheap at all. Not from the UK. Absolutely not. So, it was one of those things where I was looking at that, but I was like, they not telling me I got the role, so I'm not going to get too excited. Yeah. And at first, I was like, I mean, obviously I wanted to go, but I was hesitant on going. I'm like, bro, if I go for these 3 days, it's supposed to be a 3-day trip. Yeah. If I go for 3 days and miss 3 days of work, like, I ain't gonna pay for that? Like, I'm gonna lose my job or that. Like, so I was like, man, but you know, you just gotta, you know, have that faith. Yeah, you got. Sometimes you gotta, man. That's one thing I learned in life, man. It's about, you know how they say like the risk to reward and things of that nature. But I've learned, man, just to kind of just go for it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like failure is a part of the process. Absolutely. Of whatever you're doing. You need to fail. But I tell people that all the time, if you're not failing, you're not really learning. Yeah, you're not learning. I tell people, like, even with entrepreneurs, you know, like,
majority of the time when we do fail, the only person know that you failed is yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, so you're able to correct what you did, fix whatever it was before the world even sees it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but like you need to fail in order to get to where you're at. Like these millionaires didn't get to where they're at by just
Exactly.
they were successful in everything they did. No, they probably failed a million times, but it's like now this one thing that they did got them over that hump to, you know, excel. And now people want to listen to you. People look at you differently. You're making, you know, X amount of money. You're doing this, but it's like everything comes, like you said, stem. It has to stem from somewhere.
Right.
I tell people all the time, nobody's self-made. You know, the term self-made, I like it. I fuck with it because, and to a certain degree, you know what I'm saying. You, in order for the stuff to go in your life, you have to do it.
Right.
You right, but nobody's self-made. Somebody helped you along the way, did something for you, whether if it was monetary or just motivation or word of mouth, whatever it was, bro. Somebody did something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, like, but I'm big on just like take the opportunity, man, take the risk.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. I was supposed to when I first got into tattooing, I tattooed a lot of big people early on, bro. Didn't know what the hell I was doing tattoos. Like I did music at a young age. I did play sports. Went and played baseball in college. Left, signed a record deal. After I finished that, I didn't know what I was gonna do. You know, after I got done with the music, I didn't know what I was gonna do. 2 years, I didn't do nothing, bro. Sat at my mom's house trying to figure it out. Damn near fucking went broke. All the money I made from music. Ran through it because I'm not making anything, and but I was getting tattoos at the time, and I saw Lil Wayne, like I think I saw a clip where I think he had tatted Tiger, and I was like, man, I thought that was dope as hell, like that he did a tattoo, and I'm like, he not a tattoo artist, so I was like, shit, I want to do a tattoo, so I just wanted to do it as a hobby, bro, like,
right,
and so the guy that I was getting tattooed by, I was just as I'm getting tattooed, I was just asking him questions all the time, and then. One day I just decided to take that leap, and I didn't plan on being a tattoo artist. I bought a tattoo kit, well my mom bought it for me. It was a $100 tattoo kit offline, and I got the kit and I started tattooing my friends. And before you know it, everybody in the neighborhood wanted to get a tattoo, and I was doing $20 tattoos, bro. Like all my friends made fun of me, like they're like, bro, like man, you only charging $20 for a tattoo? I'm just like, I mean, shit. So, I mean, I'm making something,
right,
but that was my starting price.
Right.
So it might get up to 40, might get up to 60, might get up to 100. You know what I mean? But, and it's like now, like, a lot of times people sit in my chair, they're paying like $1,000, $1,500 and up. You know what I mean? So it's a big difference now.
right,
And I tell people, but it's like I had to start somewhere.
right,
You know, I made a lot of sacrifices. The guy that I was going to get buy supplies from at the time, his name was King Tat. And it wasn't far from me, so I lost my car and everything. I was down bad, bro. And my mom, she would let me see her car. She would take me, and I would go buy tattoo supplies. And the guy realized that I was in there every week buying supplies. He's like, bro, like man, let me see your work, cause he's like, I'm in there spending the money, but I'm making it though.
right.
Everybody wanted to get tatted by me, and so. He wanted to barter, you know what I'm saying? He like, you know, well, shit, if you can get clients here, I'll teach you how to tattoo. I'm like, all right, bet, I can't wait. So he had a special he ran, I promoted a special, got them clients, and he started showing me how to tattoo. He told me if there's anything that that I wasn't comfortable doing at somebody, because I would tell people, you can't get something by me and I didn't know how to do it, I would tell you I couldn't do it. Like, I knew I couldn't do it, so I wasn't going to try. They were like, whenever you get those, call me and I'll do the tattoo with you. I'm like, all right, bet. So I started doing that. No, long story short, he ended up losing his shop. A couple months down the line, he ended up getting a new shop in Atlanta, and that's why I first started my career. He said, hey, I want you to come work here. I'm like, all right, bet, I can't wait. Go there, man. I don't know if I ever told anybody. So I'm getting on the MARTA, bro, from Stone Mountain to Atlanta every day to 14th Street, not knowing if I had. It's a new shop, no walk-in traffic, no nothing, and I'm just trying it, bro. Like I don't know what to do. So I'm trying to figure this shit out. But I like you said, I'm taking the risk. I'm figuring, and it got to the point I'm like, yeah, I can't keep making that commute. I can't keep having my mom come get me. So I lived in the tattoo shop for like 6 months.
Wow.
Tattoo shop had no furniture. I slept on the floor in the back
Wow.
for like 6, 7 months. When I would start making enough money, I would rent a hotel room, just go shower, brush my teeth, freshen myself up. So like that was my sacrifice.
Wow.
And it got to the point, bro. Like I was in a toxic relationship at the time, and I needed change.
Yeah.
So I just told myself, bro, like I got to put my all into this, and I got to try to figure this out. So that's what I did, and I started promoting myself. I did my first portrait like 6 months into working there, and that was it's on my guy Quay. I did a Spike Lee portrait, and it was my first portrait I ever did, bro. I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it. You know what I mean? I was nervous. I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't, but I did it, and from there, like, so I would start reaching out to a lot of my celebrity clients. Well, not clients. They were my friends. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to like Waka, Sunny Digital, a couple people like, hey man, come get tatted. They knew me, so they was like, all right, bet. So they came to get tatted. I didn't charge them. I would just say, bro, just throw me something. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, just throw it to me, and I would use that stuff to promote myself, like. And that's kind of like how I got to where I was at. So, I mean, I get it. We have to make sacrifices or take risks to get where we want to get. Like, so I get everything. And your mom, bro, she the GOAT for that.
Man, what?
She the GOAT for that.
What?
Especially if she was adamant.
She was, bro. Like, she was. Like, I don't know, because I was just like, I was so ready to not do it. I already told myself I wasn't going to do it. And check this out. Even when it was time to go to LA, they paid for my flight and flew me out. She was gonna come with me. She did come with me, but she had to buy her own ticket. She bought a one-way ticket because she was like, I know you're gonna book it. I'm like, bro, come on. Like she was like, she moved in line. Like I was gonna.
She manifested it,
bro. What? Like she bought a one-way ticket, and when we got to LA, we got to LA on a Tuesday. Callback was on Wednesday, and if I didn't book, I was gonna go home on Thursday. So. We get to LA on Tuesday, we chilling. We go to Johnny Rockets, get some food.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday we go to the studios to do the audition. So they gave me a script to learn for the audition, but when I get in the room, it's like 15 Fox executives. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like this is way more people than I expected. And they were like, we know we gave you a script, but we want you to improv. We don't want you to do nothing on the script. I'm like, bro, I spent all day yesterday learning this thing. Like, bro, what? I was like, all right. At this point,
you were nervous?
Well, at that point, I was like, bro, I'm broke. I'm too broke to be nervous at this point. Like, let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll. So I was like, all right, cool. They gave me a scenario, and the audition was with Damn Snitches, and we fell in the characters, bro. Like, we fell in the scene.
Was he still auditioning, or he already made it?
Nah, he already had it. He had it since the original pilot.
Okay.
So he had the same role even from the original pilot.
Okay.
So this is already his show at this point. So like we just fell in, had that chemistry.
That was your first time meeting him?
Yeah, like in the room.
Right in the room.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? And I be telling him like, yo, when everybody else was auditioning, it was 2 other dudes that was auditioning for Leon at the time. And I'm like, before they went to do their audition, he came outside, was talking to them, greeting them. When it came to me, he ain't come outside to greet me, so I met him in the room. I was like, all right. So literally, he asked me, he said, "What's your name?" I said, Isaiah. He said, "Oh, dope. That's my nephew's name. That's the only thing we connected on before we jumped in the scene."
Yeah.
And it worked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just had that natural like friendship chemistry, and I left the audition, got back to the hotel, and I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Just waiting. We waited some hours. We was like, man, like, when they gonna call? And they finally called and was like, do you have like a high resolution photo of Isaiah? And my mom was like, what? Like, yeah, I'll send it to you. And then they hang up, call back like 30 minutes, an hour later, and like, well, we want to pin Isaiah. And basically what that means is they're not saying you got the role, but you damn near close.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
you're a favorite.
Yeah. And so my mom was like, look, you can't pin Isaiah because he has a flight to go back to Atlanta tomorrow. So either he got the role or he don't. You know, like he got to make this flight. And so they was like, okay, we're going to call you.
Mom's popping her shit.
What? She from New York, man. Like, So they said, okay, we'll call right back. So they called right back, and then boom, they said he got it. He can quit his job. So I called my job, and then they already knew that I was pursuing acting, so they was just happy for me. But yeah, it was dope.
Man, that's major, man.
Yeah.
So like, outside of like, did you meet John Singleton that day, or like?
Nah, so
Or what was your experience with John Singleton?
I met John at the first table read,
Okay.
and he came up to me. He was like, Isaiah? I was like, yeah.
And you watched his movies before?
Man, what?
Okay.
Grew up watching Boys in the Hood, Boys
Yeah.
Justice, all that, like Higher Learning, like
Trying to tell you the best black movies ever.
what? All of that. So when I met him, I'm like, bro, he know my name. I was like, what? And so he was like, man, like you booked this because you improv very well. Like that was great what you did with Damson, and literally after that, he invited me and my mom on his boat. He had like made some Italian sausages with grilled peppers and onions for us on the boat. Like we was just chilling. He was like, ask me whatever questions you have about, California in the 80s and that time period and anything you feel like you need to help you get into character.
Yeah.
And so it was cool because like not only was he accepting me with open arms, but even also my mom.
Yeah.
And my whole family once he met everybody else. So it was just always cool. Like it was really cool. I learned so much.
How long did you get a know him or experience him before his passing?
3 years. Yeah, 3 going on 4 years.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I saw you pass, that shit
Right.
that shit fucked me up. I don't know John Single, but it's like you said, my childhood. I grew up watching Boys in the Hood and all these different black films. So it's like, damn, like
we was on set filming when we found out he passed. Yeah, like some of us was able to go to the hospital and see him before he passed. Like I was able to see him in the hospital before he passed.
So he was sick already, or?
I mean, he had I believe it was a stroke. So it affected his brain a lot. But yeah, that was a wild experience. Like, cause I tell everybody like us on Snowfall, we like a family, So even with the crew, like we pretty much had everybody that is working our crew since season 1. So everybody, when we go back for these seasons, everybody know each other. So
it's a family.
It's a family. You know what I'm saying? So. And that's what I love about it, and I feel like that's what's going to be the most bittersweet about, this being our last season. But it's also exciting to just watch everybody, go off and do whatever they're going to do. So that's the cool part. But yeah, we like a family on set. So like when he passed, like I remember when he was in the hospital, like the lady who plays Damson's mom, Franklin Saint's mom, we was at a table read. And this is when we found out John was in the hospital, and we all just held hands and prayed. Like I'm talking about everybody, producers, everybody. We all just prayed together. I'm like, man, like
it's real.
You don't hear too much of that in this industry. You know what I'm saying? But it's just all love. Yeah. It's dope. It's
a lot of the stuff, man. Like in a lot of industries, bro, it's a lot of selfishness.
Facts.
It's a lot of for itself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I did music for a couple of years and. I got my taste of it, and that's why I don't do it no more. You know what I mean? It's just, it wasn't for me. Like, it was cool for what I was in, but the people that I actually did business with, yeah, nah. It put a sour taste in my mouth, but I don't have resentment toward it. You know what I mean? I heard Steve Jobs say one time talk about connecting the dots. So I take that as everything I learned from playing sports. I applied that and I put that in the music. Everything I learned in the music and sports, I applied that in doing tattoos.
Right.
Everything I learned from music, sports, and tattoos, I applied that into like my nonprofit organization. So kind of just like as life goes, I'm just connecting the dots.
Right.
And taking everything that I learned from this to. I heard Steve Jobs say that one time, and like I applied it to myself, and that's kind of how like I move and I navigate through, what's going on. Like even Kobe talk about the journey. It's not about where you're going, it's about the journey, about how you get there.
Thanks.
So, hearing and seeing like a lot of the stuff that I dealt with in the industry, bro, like it's a lesson, bro. Like whatever comes with it. But I don't know, John Singleton, bro, he's one of the ones. Yeah. I actually just recently saw his tombstone. Last time I was in LA.
Wow.
Yeah, I went. My cousin, we went and to go see Nipsey Hussle, but his tombstone isn't there yet. Like it's all this time that passed, his tombstone still isn't there.
Why is that?
I don't know. I have no clue, but he still don't have a headstone.
Wow.
Well, that's what I meant to say. Head. I'm saying tombstone, headstone.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as I'm walking and I see John Singleton, I'm like, wow, like that's crazy, bro. Saw him. I saw a couple like different like LA Lakers that, or that passed away. I'm just like, man, it's crazy, bro. But it's like it's a part of life.
It's a part of life, bro.
It's scary, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is what it is. So like I said, I'm big on giving people flowers while they're here, showing love while here, and being intentional. I'm like big on being intentional with like what I do and how I move forward in my life right now.
Absolutely.
Like I said, our first experience in meeting, bro, like I said, it was love, bro.
Yeah.
It was random,
Bro,
last minute.
Hey, who could do a quick tattoo real quick? Like, I want to get tatted and get me up. Like, that was dope. That was real dope.
But yeah, man. So like, what's next? Like, what you working on next? Or like, are you excited about the next season? Like, I know you said it's bittersweet, but
No, I'm super excited about the season. I feel like, because they gave me like the premise of my character this season, and I'm so excited, bro. Like,
that's hard.
I feel like this is definitely a dope way to, like, if this gonna be the last season, it's a dope way to end it.
Okay.
So I'm super excited, bro. Like,
That's a blessing.
yeah, it is.
Do you growing up? I mean, when it comes to like actors, actresses, like who's top? Like who motivates you, inspires you? My favorite actor is Bruce Willis. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Like for me, I never really seen a Bruce Willis movie I didn't like. But that also comes like my mom loved Bruce Willis movies. Like
he retired from acting?
He did?
Yeah, because he got Alzheimer's now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he retired from acting. It's like, it's sad, bro. Like, I feel you, man. He up there for sure. My favorite actor of all time is Marlon Brando. He's known as like the greatest actor to ever do it. Like he's fire. He played the Godfather.
Okay.
He's fire. Of course, Denzel Washington, Leonardo DiCaprio.
How you feel about Will Smith?
Well, I like Will Smith too.
I think he's a good actor.
Absolutely.
Great actor.
Absolutely. Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
He's so versatile. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me ask you this. How you feel about Kevin Hart acting? I like Kevin Hart's acting, but, of course, everybody is opinionated. Everybody feel however they feel. So, like, oh, no, he plays the same character every time, blah, blah. And it's like, so what? I mean, that's how I feel, because you still got to live in whatever that is, be who that is. But then he played, I forgot what the movie with the guy in the wheelchair.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, bro,
that was good.
That was a great, and I felt he switched it up.
Absolutely.
And he gave you that.
I feel like because Kevin Hart, like, you know what I'm saying, he's a brand in himself. The way he acts is his brand. You know? I feel like people got to understand. Everybody has a position to play. And I feel like at the end of the day, he's not bad. Like, he's talented in what he does. Like, actually, I was at a low-key comedy spot one night in L.A., and he just popped up one night and just did some stand-up real quick.
Really? Like improv just randomly out of nowhere?
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, that's fire. Like, he's so funny. Like, he's hella talented. Like, even when I see him in projects, it excites me when I see him because I'm like, I know it's going to be good. He's like, you know what to expect almost.
Yeah.
And maybe some people don't like that. I like it,
I fuck with it.
Me too.
I feel, man, I'm big on, man, I'm really just big on like people just be who you are.
Thanks.
Like don't try to be something you're not. The easiest thing that you can do in life is be you.
Absolutely.
But like with social media, bro, it clouds so many things, and it gives people want instant gratification.
Right.
Nobody wants to work for nothing,
right.
And I think even with the youth, bro. Like I'll have a child, bro. You have a child, but it's like let's go off topic real quick. I mean, how do you feel about raising your child in this era right here?
Man, I'm not gonna be overbearing, but at the same time, I'm gonna have a lot of structure in my household because I see like a lot of kids, even adults, you know what I'm saying, because of the lack of structure in their childhood, I see what it does to people, and it causes your mind to wander so much. You really have no stable sense of self, and I refuse for that to be going on in my household. Like, if you're an adult and you decide to do, you know what I'm saying, certain things, cool. Like, you make your decision.
Yeah.
But for me, like, even when it comes to social media and like him being like a tablet baby and all that, like, he don't even have a tablet.
Yeah.
Like, we got 44 acres. Like, he be outside. I got dogs. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He be learning. If he's watching the video on YouTube, it's educational. Like, he don't watch anything that he's not going to learn from.
Man, you know that they remove cursive from the curriculum.
Cursive.
They don't teach kids cursive anymore.
Yeah.
They removed it from the curriculum. It's a couple more things that they remove.
Wow.
So it's like who gonna teach you how to sign your name? Your parents got to teach you.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And it's like,
I feel like history, bro. Like what?
Facts.
Like a lot of stuff in history are cool. I get it, man. But man, nobody teaches you financial literacy.
Nope.
You know, they don't teach you you know, how to actually get a job in your career field, like of your major. They don't teach you
create a resume.
Yeah, they don't teach you like these things. Like they don't teach you none of that.
Right.
Literally, you have to figure that out on your own, like you said, coming up. And a lot of us come from nothing, bro. Like we come from our parents literally working 1 or 2 jobs, or working the whole time, or single parent homes, and the majority in the masses. So it's a lot of stuff they're not able to teach you because they never had it themselves. Right. You know, so. You know, of course, like me, like I never had my father in my life, so of course, like I know the day if I ever have a child, you know, I want to be the best father just because it's something I never had. I never felt like I lacked it because my mom did exceptionally well and like making me never feel like I was missing anything. But like we don't come from that. So how do we move forward?
Yeah. And
figure it out because nobody teaches you it. Your household, like you said, your structure in your household, like that's where you learn it from. That's where you're gonna get the most influence from. But the way social media influences, I think, so many things in the world nowadays.
Yeah, I feel like it's a huge distraction. You see more people dancing on TikTok than you know what I'm saying, that they do learning anything. Like you go on TikTok, everybody doing a dance to a song.
Yep.
I'm just like, man, like y'all just consumed with everything. Got to be a quick little 30-second dance. And it's like, bro, like life ain't a dance routine. Like, life is way deeper than that.
Live it.
You know what I'm saying? Go live life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what goes to what we was talking about earlier about like failing. If you never failed in your life, it'll be boring. If you just took number wins,
you won everything.
Life, you'll be bored. You're gonna be like, what's the point? You gonna win. Like, but when you don't, there's excitement in the unknown. And people gotta find that excitement in the unknown.
Yeah. And I'm like, even when you talk about like failing and things of that nature, one of the things I feel is how do I word this? It's like whatever the process or whatever you're going through, like everything don't have to be perfect.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think nothing is perfect. I don't think relationships are perfect. Right. I don't think they're meant to be. I don't think people are meant to be perfect. Everything is imperfect. And I think that also comes with like comfortability, being uncomfortable.
That's why I got it on my hand.
Yeah, uncomfortable. It's crazy you have that tattoo on your hand because, you find comfort in being uncomfortable.
Right.
I tell people, I'm big on expectations. Remove expectations from things. Expectation is the biggest thing, the closest thing to failure, or not even failure. That's the wrong word. Disappointment. Expectations lead to disappointment. Yep. So if you look at somebody and you don't expect nothing from them, you have nothing but high regards to them, or just you can live in whatever that is. Versus if you expecting something from them. Like if you're in a relationship and you expect your partner to do this, but y'all never discussed it or talked about it. How could you expect them to do that?
Right.
You expected it. You expected them to be that way, but it's like the world don't work like that.
Nope.
So I'm comfort and uncomfortability and like it's crazy bro how all this stuff works, bro. But nobody teaches us these things.
And that's why everything that I feel like I should have been taught. And my parents, man, I had great structure growing up. Like, I feel like my parents did a great job. You know, but like you said, nobody perfect. Um, and the things that I feel like I didn't get or that I wish I would have got, I'm gonna make sure I get that to my son. But for the most part, like my parents did, like I said, they did an amazing job. So, like, I had a good example.
Yeah, but we're forever learning.
Right.
Once you get to the point where you feel like you can't learn no more, bro, like what are you doing?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, cause you have some people that are know-it-alls. Like I'm a person, bro. Like if you tell me something, I'm indulged. Like I'm like, okay, educate me on it. Like especially like if I'm talking to somebody, dating somebody, and they tell me about something, all right, educate me on it. I'm not gonna just shut it out. I'm not just gonna be like, nah, like man. Even when it comes to like food, like I tell my cousin is he loves what he like. He likes what he loves, and he stays in whatever that is. So, chicken tenders, steak, chicken wings. That's all he know. And I'm like, man, you travel and you go out the country, bro. You ain't gonna like it because you're not gonna like the food.
Right.
So you got to expand your palate. But I think expanding your palate comes deeper than, of course, food.
Absolutely.
Like it's different type of lifestyles. Yeah, you gotta be open to certain things, bro. Like you can't just be so closed-minded or like how you like even instant gratification, bro. Like people that everybody think they're gonna do. Oh, I'm famous. Or I'm gonna do this. I'm on. Like no, it don't work like that. Or like.
Yeah, that's why we want to take a break from Instagram because I'll be lying if I say like if I post a picture and it don't get that many likes or whatever. I'll be lying if I said it didn't affect me. Not that it affect me to a point. I'll be wanting to delete. I'm like, oh wow, like people they ain't like that picture. I like that picture though. You know what I'm saying? But if I post a picture of me and my son, take off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, people just like what they like, and I had to like just get out of that because it's so like when it comes to social media is a drug, bro. Like
it is.
If you don't.
When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you think the average human does.
Oh yeah, check
social
their phone,
media.
Bro. Check their phone, see what they missed when they was asleep. Like immediately.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous.
It is.
That's setting the tone for your day mentally.
Yeah.
If you see something negative, as soon as you wake up, bro, that sets the tone for your whole day.
Man, social media is powerful. Like, when the last time you watched the news?
Bro, I don't even have cable.
But it's like you don't need to watch the news.
You don't.
Because it's on Instagram.
Exactly.
Instagram is going to tell you everything you need to know.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. That's like
it's going to pop right up.
Yeah.
You're going to find out stuff that you don't even care about.
Right.
Or why, like, you don't know, like, you know about it without even wanting to know about it. But that's just the power of it. And
then I feel like social media desensitizes us from everything.
It does.
Like a lot of people don't even have like a big heart how they used to because like you see so much stuff. We see so many people die on social media. So when we hear about death, a lot of the times we numb to it.
You post it, you forget about it.
Yeah.
That's what the average person does, bro. Like, I mean, we talked about this our last time, but like me losing my mom, bro, still don't feel real to this day, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I cry, literally. I cried yesterday, bro. I'm not too much of a man to say that, you know what I mean? But the amount of people that reached out to me and checked on me, like, when it happened versus a couple weeks down the line, it cut off. You know what I mean? Like, it stopped. Because people see you and they see you and they see you as a strong person. But the strong people got to be checked on too.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, I deal with like, I'm in a space with like mental health and like figuring out who I am and also figuring out, hey, like, you think to yourself you want to find the old you or you want to get back to what that was. But then I'm realizing that, hey, that part of me died when my mom passed. So like, it's like I can't go find that again.
Right.
It's me finding a new me, and you know what I'm saying, trying to find whatever I need to move forward. You know what I mean, and navigate through life. You know what I mean, like all I've ever had was her. I never had a father figure. Shit. My brother was in prison my whole life. We're 16 years apart. You know what I mean? Like, who am I close to? You know what I mean? Like, of course, like a couple of my cousins that I grew up with, but of course, as we all get older, we grow apart because everybody lives their own lives.
So when your mom passed, did that make you want to, reconcile with your father?
To a degree, it's crazy. So my dad actually reached out to my mom a year before she passed, right? Found her on Facebook, reached out to her, you know, we talked about it, and she wanted me to talk to him. Me and my mom never had conversations about my dad my whole life. And she's like, and I'm like, well, I'll talk to him, but it's on my time.
Right.
Like, bro, you 32 years late. Where were you, you know what I mean? Where were you at this whole, I had no resentment towards you. I always told myself growing up, you know, I hear Tupac say, you know, no love for my father because the car wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I hear that and it stuck with me. But as my life progressed, I'm like, I mean, I never really cared because I never felt like I missed it. So it's like I'm in a space now where I'm like, man, you know what? Maybe I should go on Facebook, try to find them, reach out to them, give them a conversation. It might be parts of me that I don't know about myself, of my character, the way that I think, all type of a million things I'm sure that I probably can get through him.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He probably don't even know my mom passed, but this is also me separating like my feelings and what I got going on to actually like to go do that. Kind of find out my dad had been in prison for 9 years. My mom was telling me she didn't know that. He was a drug addict, never knew that. You know what I mean? So many things, and it's like you think of your life, you be like, not me, or not my life, or not this, and it's like, but he's just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all go through things.
Yeah.
So I'm big on like, you know, I don't judge people. Like I said, how I move and how I love and how I act and how I treat people, I'm intentional with that. So I'm for it. I'm just I don't know what I'm waiting on.
I feel like it will free you.
Yeah, it might.
I feel like it will free you because at the end of the day, it took two people to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like your mom did everything, you gained everything from her. But there's another side of you that you ain't tapped into because it comes from your dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like as I get older, I'm noticing I'm more like my dad than I thought.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was a mama's boy growing up.
Yeah, same
But
here.
it's like now that I'm an adult, you know, like my life is different, and when we have certain conversations, I'm like, bro, or I do certain things, I'm like, my dad does it all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just like I had to remind myself, like, it took two people to make you. You're not just your mother's child, like you're your father's child as well. So, and my dad, like my parents still married, you know, like grew up in the same household.
That's hard.
My dad's Caribbean, like he from Trinidad, grew up in Jamaica, and then moved to New York, and like Jamaicans different, bro. Like they different. So connecting with him growing up, it took for me to mature to understand him.
That makes sense.
And so now that I'm an adult, I understand.
It's about timing.
It's timing, bro.
So one thing I learned in life is your parents might tell you something. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. One ear, not the other, right? And it's not to say that you're not listening to them or you don't believe them. A year later, a couple months later, whatever they told you, it resonates now. So it's not the saying that you were just naive and didn't want to know. It just wasn't a time for you to understand it.
Right.
And that's kind of like where I've been in that space like the past couple of years of my life, and knowing like a lot of this stuff is about timing, understanding, listening, like you said, like so how you just mentioned that, like it was the timing.
Yeah.
Like you just understand, and I think so. I understand. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I get it completely, bro. But like mental health is important, bro.
100%.
Mental health is important.
We gotta stop acting like we
too tough.
All the time. Yeah, too tough. Like,
we're not always good.
Nah. I be trying to be like, if somebody asks me, I really be trying to be honest. Like, if I'm not good, I be trying to, you know what I'm saying, depending on who it is. Like, nah, like I'm not good.
Yeah, because you can't be transparent with everybody.
Right.
Like for me, I tell a lot of people like I'm what you see is like an avatar. So basically, just saying like it's a shell. So what you see from me, like unless like you're in my space in my circle, like that's all you get is that.
Right.
That is that. Now, if you get into my circle, like you said, some people you can open up and you can be like, yeah, nah, I'm not good. Well, what's wrong? Well, I don't know. I just know something ain't right. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure it out.
I was in that space like for a while. Like people ask me like, what's wrong? I'm like, bro, I don't even know.
You ever get into into your character so much that it throws your regular life off?
It has, but not to some crazy degree. I mean, like, you know, if I'm playing this character 4 or 5 months out of the year, you know, a certain amount of times a week, like, and when I'm not acting, I'm learning lines and trying to think like the character and stuff like that. Like, it does affect you, but most actors, it just depends on your process. You know what I'm saying? It depends on your process. It depends on if you naturally can let go, and when you come home, it's just like it never happened.
Yeah, clocking in, clocking out, separating.
You bringing it home with you, like sometimes it's hard to separate it.
Yeah.
So obviously, like when I first got in the groove of the show, like season 1, season 2, probably even season 3, like I probably was taking that a little bit home with me.
Okay.
Now it's like I've been in the mode of just studying life and trying to expand my thoughts and be open-minded to things and information that I wouldn't have necessarily been open-minded to in the past. Because to me, I feel like in the past few months, I've grown so much mentally. I'm just like just studying life, just studying life, studying human behavior to have a deeper understanding on why things happen and why people react the way that they do. And because of that, it's freeing me up mentally. I'm not reacting.
You don't feel so attached to everything.
I'm like, I get it.
Humans,
I get it.
we attach to things.
Yes.
Relationships, friendships, all type of things. Like, we feel like we own people.
Yeah.
When we really don't.
We don't.
You don't
Everybody
own
they own.
You literally just shared that experience with them.
Facts.
And you know, whatever y'all going through at the moment, and once you learn how to just take things for what they are, you have to. People put too much emphasis on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Like, people feel too entitled when it comes to a lot of things, and finding like a balance.
Right.
Like I said, finding a balance, how to separate this from that, and because I tell people, man, for every action is a reaction. Mm-hmm. So depending on like how you, if I move this tray, if I lift it, it's gonna move. If I knock it over, it's gonna fall. Whatever. Something come with it. Same thing about how you treat people, how you talk to people.
Right.
The energy, like you said, like how you say you brung some of it home. So yeah, a lot of that is you gotta find balance. But like you said, as you move and navigate through life, you learn these different things and learn how to cope with things, or learn how to make freeness. Your mind being free. Like, one thing that I do, I'm gonna ask you too for yourself. Like me doing tattoos, I engage with a lot of different personalities. Mm-hmm. So a lot of transfers of energy. Some people come in here like they're in good moods. Some people come here in bad moods. A million different things, and I like to protect my mental and my space and the whatever I'm in. So I got into traveling, bro. Like that's like my getaway. I don't care what I got going on. I pick up and go somewhere tomorrow. But that makes it to where when I come back to y'all can get the best version of me.
Right.
It's like, what's the thing for you that separates it to where like you can give your all.
Yeah.
And to when you're being a father, being being in your relationship, your career, like what's something that kind of helps you?
I feel like that fluctuates depending on where I'm at in my life.
Okay.
Like last year, I went on so many hikes when I was in LA.
Okay.
Like hiking was my thing. For Father's Day this year, I went skydiving for the first time. I feel like that's gonna be my thing for a little minute.
You only did it once?
Yeah.
How was it?
Before I left, I paid for my second jump because I'm like, it was so free, and like you get a whole other sense of appreciation for life. Like, if you feel like you appreciate life, jump out of the plane and then tell me how you appreciate life after that. Like, it's just a whole nother experience. Like, and I feel like everybody should try it.
It's so crazy, bro, that I always said I wouldn't do it. Mm. But after my mom passed, it's like, fuck it.
Why not?
Fuck it, bro. Like, why not, bro? You know what I mean? Like, why not try it? Right. I'm in the space I'm trying a million things, bro.
Right.
Left and right. Figuring it out.
Got to. That's the only way you're going to know if you really like something or not. But I think that's going to be my thing. I ordered a dual sport bike. It's basically like a street legal dirt bike. Okay. So I'm not going to get too crazy on that because I know like that's really dangerous and I got a lot to live for. So that's really going to be like a trail riding bike. You know what I'm saying? If I go off road real quick. I got my dogs like still, connected to my animals.
Yeah, you say you want to be a veterinarian.
Yeah, so
it's crazy that you say that, but I told my mom when I was a kid I wanted to be an ice cream truck driver.
Oh wow. Wow.
And I told her I wanted to be Free Willy. It's crazy. Kids, bro,
Say whatever.
Yeah, you say whatever, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, I'm from California. You seen the ice cream trucks in California.
We have them all
They
the
sell
time.
everything.
Yeah.
They sell everything in California on the ice cream trucks.
Yeah.
Nah, that's hard, man. Man, hobbies, bro. I tell people, bro, get you a hobby. Get you something that you into. Get something you like. I collect guns. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I go to the gun range a lot. I tell any of my friends, like, you live in Georgia, you know, you have the right to bear arms.
For sure.
If you're going to own a gun, be comfortable with a gun.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm in the bowling. You know what I'm saying? I just recently joined the bowling league.
That's fine.
I go to the movies, traveling, and I'm playing a video game. Man, I'm whatever.
Yeah.
I got my hobbies, bro, but it give me something to look forward to.
That's good.
And I think that's what we need in life is, like, you know, of course you need structure, you need routine, the gym. Like, I hoop on Mondays and Wednesdays, you know what I mean? Like, it's a part of my routine.
That's dope.
So it's like, no matter what I got going on, I'm going to be done by this time because I want to go do this. You know what I mean? But it's, like you said, to give you something to look forward to.
Right.
So I think those things are important, bro, especially like as men, black men, like, you know, mental health, like you said, everybody, they look at us and they automatically think we tough and we just got everything figured out. And knowingly we don't.
Bro,
you know,
we're figuring it out every day.
You know, we, like you said, every day we figuring it out. So, no, I'm big on that, man. For me, just to, you know, wrap it up, we're going to definitely tap in more. But
Sure.
For me, tattooing ain't therapy. Like, how do you like, what's your attachment with, like, tattoos and, like, therapy?
Man, I've always been, like, infatuated with tattoos since I was a child. And, like, my dad, both my parents don't have any tattoos.
At all?
At all.
Blank
like,
canvases?
Yes, and my dad don't even got his ears pierced or nothing. So he was always like, you're not getting your ears pierced, you're not getting tattoos. And, like, as soon as I think after I filmed season 1, that's when I got my first tattoo, which is right here. It says, "Here I am, send me."
Okay. And what does that mean to you? It's
the prophet Isaiah spoke it to God, like, "Here I am, send me, use me to you know, as your vessel."
Okay.
And that's kind of how I feel in my life. You know, I'm intentional in my career as well. Like, I didn't start acting because I just wanted to act for real. Like, I started acting because I wanted something that was, one, fun, that I enjoyed doing, but it came with a platform to make a difference. And so that's when I was like, all right, let me try acting, and it stuck. And I feel like that's why when I meet people, it would be so hard for me to tell somebody no for a picture. No matter how they come up to me, no matter, like, if they doing a lot, because I feel like I'm an introvert. Like, when somebody come up to me doing a lot, it shut me down. I be like, bro, just chill, you know what I'm saying? But I get it though, and everybody's different. I can't expect people to be chill like me, you know. So I kind of just accept people for who they are and show them love, you know, because to me, they looking at me like, you're in this position and you taking the time out for me, and
you can make that day.
Bro, what? You can make their life. Like that could change something in their head. Like, man.
Well, my nonprofit, Hug Life Cares, and I always say one thing. I say we make a living off what we do, but you can make a life off what you give. And I live by that.
That's hard.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
You just never, you never know. Like,
right.
So.
Right, and that's why, like, for me, I plan on being like this for the rest of my life, because I want my son to grow up seeing his dad in whatever position he sees me in, but seeing how I handle it. You know, I don't want him to be one of them little Hollywood kids that has no sense of reality. Like, I refuse.
I'm being Orlando Brown.
What? Like, it's just like no sense of reality. Like, you gotta know that your life is not everybody's life. You gotta understand and value life itself, not the materials that come with it, but life itself.
Oh, that shit can be replaced,
bro. Quick.
I tell people that all the time, man. Man, one thing my mom taught me, bro, like, man, money come and go. Don't be afraid to spend it. I live by that. Like, so, like, if it's something that I really want to do, I'm gonna go do it, and I'm gonna go bust my ass to get back where I'm at, wherever I need to be. And the crazy thing is, every time I do that, I get up 10 times more than wherever I was at.
Facts.
Just do it, risk it.
Yeah.
You gotta risk it to get the biscuit, bro. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? People put too much emphasis on a piece of paper. That's all it is a piece of paper, but people value it so much, and the way life is set up and scheduled, like you have to have money to do this and do that and do that. But the only thing that money fixes is money problems. That's what I learned. Money don't fix nothing else.
It don't fix your emotional problems, your mental problems, your spiritual problems, none of that. Like, none of that.
I'm talking about, I've been in situations where I got big, crazy lump sums of money. It didn't change. It didn't make me more happier.
Right.
I saw Mike Tyson say in an interview, that's when was his most happiest time. And he literally said when he was in prison. He said because that was a time where he learned himself and when he was in love with himself. Like he really like got in tune with who he was. So it wasn't when you was making $30 million in fight. Like nah, because I wasn't happy. I didn't. And it's real. You can have $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $30 million, whatever it is. But if you're not happy, bro, it don't fix nothing. It don't change nothing. Money only fixes money problems. Like imagine all the celebrities that overdose on drugs or doing this because they trying to find it.
Fill a void.
Yeah, they're trying to fill whatever void that is. And like, you know, so therapy, bro. Like, so, you know, I'm like I said, me getting tattooed, like, and me sharing tattoos, I'm. It's always a pleasure. Like I said, when people when I do tattoos, like whoever it is, man, like whether they think deep into it or not, like, well, I appreciate you for choosing me and picking me to, you know, to share this with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, you know, it's people look at, oh yeah, I was just going to get this tattoo. Some tattoos are that, because some tattooers don't have no type of personality. Nothing that come with them. It's literally what you see is what you get. You know what I mean? But some people in life that you're going to encounter, you're going to run across. Right. You're going to share an experience with them.
Right.
You know, so, you know, like I said, I appreciate you pulling up today.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Vibing out. We got more work to do.
For sure.
We definitely going to have to get some angles, show people the piece we just did because they don't even know.
Most definitely. And,
you know, until next time, and, you know, good luck with Snowfall.
Man, I appreciate you.
You know, maybe they let me on there. I was just playing. I'll fuck it up, man. I can't act. But if I tried, I feel like I could probably do it.
LA? What you mean?
Nah, I'm LA for sure. But I've been out here for so long, man. I'm Atlanta too.
I feel that.
I've been out here for a while. Like, I did all my high school out here. You know, so, yeah, nah, I've been here for a minute. But, nah, man, I keep doing everything you're doing, bro. Like, don't let up. Anything you want to, like, motivational shit, like anybody you look up to you want to spread some words or something, some game you want to, you know, give to people, or what you got?
You know,
I know that's on the spot. This you said improv earlier. This a little, you know.
Nah, for sure. I feel like what I'm learning now is to appreciate each moment. And I feel like no matter where you are in life, no matter if you where you want to be or you're not, still appreciate each moment. Because sometimes I'll be reminiscing like when I was a janitor. And I'm just so thankful for that time. Like, I'm so thankful. And the one thing I can say is when I was waking up 5 o'clock every morning to, like, clean toilets and stuff, like, bro, I was happy, bro. I was happy. And, like, I told my mom, I'm like, if I'm going to be a janitor, I'm going to be the best janitor this gym ever seen. Like, they going to miss me when I'm gone type stuff. Like, I took pride in what I did, even though it wasn't, like, what looked the best. You know what I'm saying? So, like, because you got to think.
Everything is staged.
Bro, what?
Social media is a highlight reel.
It is. Like, when I left high school, the physical high school fed, like, and I got homeschooled, everybody thought I left and just became this big star. And I was still just had my head down and grinding for so many years after that. And, like, so when I graduated high school, that's when I became a janitor. So, in the gym that I was working at, was in the same county I grew up in, so some of the dudes I went to school with ain't seen in years. Yeah. They started going to the gym, they looking at me like, you a janitor? Like, you working at the gym? I thought you left and went to LA. Like, yeah. I'm like, nah, bro, like, this is my reality right now, but it's cool. Like, you know, I'm still working at it. Yeah. And so,
it seemed like you was just humble in that whole experience, bro.
But I could have. A
lot of people, you know how hard it is for people, because people are so attached to what people think of them.
Right. But to me, like I said, I took pride in what I was doing, and like I said, I enjoyed it. So I really want people to appreciate every moment in life. Like, I literally catch myself staring at my son do nothing and be like, wow. I'd be like, bro, like, he is doing nothing in this fire. Like, he's just being himself. And they just be touching my heart. Like, I could cry sometimes just watching them. It's like, man, like, I just appreciate every single moment, because once a moment is passed, you don't get it back.
Yeah, you don't get it back.
You don't get it back. So just appreciate every single moment. I feel like that's the most important thing in this experience.
I'm with that. I like that. You know, man, going through my mom's photo albums, I would see photos, and I look at those photos and I look at photos that we have now. We pose for all of them. Every picture has to be perfect. I'm going through her photo albums, all these candid photos and people living in the moment. So like, for now on, bro, when I travel, bro, I'm buying me the little Polaroid, the disposable Polaroids, and I want everybody to do this. Take those when you travel, bro, and take those photos. Take candid for everything. Don't have to be posed. Everybody then have to be perfect.
Right.
And live, like you said, enjoy life for what it is. So like when you look back on those, it reminds you of that time. Make scrapbooks for this stuff. You can give to your kids. Show them some of the stuff that you did.
Absolutely.
And show them, like you said, like everything don't have to look perfect. Everything ain't gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? Everything don't have to have a filter on it. You know what I mean? Like, remove the filter off life, and I guarantee you'll enjoy it way more.
Right.
So that's like, I'm in that, bro, and being intentional.
Yep. Gotta be intentional, bro.
Yeah, I'm with that, man.
Gotta be. I appreciate you, bro.
Always.
This looks beautiful.